Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's hard to believe, but this day, 26th of July, 2023, will go down in history, not only because it's a very hot summer day, but also because today we got to know about the only survivor of the Air India Express Flight 171 crash. As you might already know or may not know, Flight 171 was flying from India, Mumbai to Oman, Muscat when it crashed right after takeoff at approximately 1:43 p.m. local time. The Boeing 787 was carrying 174 people, 172 passengers, and 2 pilots. But miraculously, there's one survivor. Yes, the world just got to know that there is one person who survived this tragic accident. And by the way, the survivor's name is Viswaskumar Ramesh. He's a British national. He managed to survive even though he had serious injuries, including a broken leg and serious head injuries. He was taken to the hospital alive. Now here's what we know about him so far. Mr. Vishwakumar is in his 20s. He's from London. According to the reports, his father lives in Oman, and his mother lives in London. His father works for Air India, so apparently Mr. Viswas Kumar Ramesh was visiting his father in Oman. He was supposed to fly back to London later today. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Mr. Ramesh spoke to the reporters shortly after he regained consciousness at the hospital. And let me tell you, it must have been extremely painful for him to talk about this horrific accident right after he woke up. But he said, quote, "I was sitting in the back row of the aircraft. After 30 seconds of takeoff, there was a loud noise followed by an impact. The plane crashed to the ground. It was a sudden event." He also mentioned that he was asleep when the accident happened. So he was sleeping, and then suddenly he was in a completely different reality. What a traumatic experience. He continued, "When I woke up, I found bodies all around me. I tried to get up, but could not. I was bleeding from my mouth, and my hand was broken. I don't remember anything else after that." Unquote. So unfortunately, he was not able to answer the questions about how the accident happened, what actually happened on board the aircraft. I mean, obviously he was in a shock. He was seriously injured, and I'm sure that he needs medical care right now more than anything else. Of course, the authorities will try to talk to him later, but at this point, his life is in danger. So I'm sure they will let him rest and recover a little bit before asking him any further questions. Also, we found out some interesting details about Mr. Ramesh's background. Apparently, he's an Indian-origin British national. His family immigrated to the United Kingdom many years ago. So this young man was born in the UK, and according to his LinkedIn profile, which, by the way, is currently set to private, he works for a company called Transiting International. They are into trading and exporting businesses. Mr. Ramesh joined the company in November of 2021. Before that, he worked for another company called Regal 24/7 Limited. Again, we're talking about the export and import business. So essentially, Mr. Ramesh was traveling from Mumbai to Muscat for business purposes. He was probably meeting someone or finalizing a deal. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Instead, he ended up being the sole survivor of this horrific accident. It's still unclear what caused the crash. As you can imagine, the authorities are doing everything they can to find out exactly what happened on board the aircraft. But this is the first time in history that a B-787 Dreamliner plane has crashed. It is considered to be one of the safest aircrafts. In fact, I read on Wikipedia that this particular model has never been involved in any fatal accidents prior to this one. There were some incidents, of course, like fuel leaks and engine failures, but nothing ever resulted in loss of life. So this is really tragic and unexpected. The Indian Aviation Authority released a statement earlier today, and it says, quote, "The Directorate General of Civil Aviation is in constant touch with the airport authorities at Muscat and Mumbai and is monitoring the situation closely. A high-level inquiry has been ordered to look into the cause of the accident. The Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, has also spoken about this, and he expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the victims. He said, quote, "Disturbed by the Air India Express plane crash in Oman. My thoughts are with the families of the deceased, and I pray for the speedy recovery of those who have been injured. India stands in solidarity with Oman at this tragic hour." Unquote. And indeed, this is a very sad day for both countries, for India and for Oman. 174 people lost their lives. Their families will never recover from this. But somehow Mr. Ramesh survived, and I wish him a very speedy recovery. I hope that he won't suffer long-term health complications due to this horrific accident. I truly hope that he makes a full recovery and that he can live his life. Of course, something like this can change your life forever. You know, someone can survive the accident, but at the same time, they can be severely injured and require medical care for a very, very long time. So I'm hoping the best for him. At the same time, our thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends of the victims who lost their lives in this horrific accident. Just imagine for a moment what those families must be going through right now. 1 minute they're waiting for their loved ones to arrive to their destination, and the next minute they get that horrific phone call. They get that horrible message saying that their loved ones have passed away. What a devastating news. So here's what we know about this particular aircraft. The Flight 171 took off from Mumbai at 12:05 p.m. local time. It was supposed to land in Muscat at 2:35 p.m. local time. So it was a relatively short flight, 1 hour and 30 minutes. It was supposed to be a piece of cake for the pilots. It's such a shame that it ended tragically. As I mentioned before, the Boeing 787 is a relatively new aircraft. It was first introduced in 2011. This particular aircraft was 10 years old, and it flew a total of 9,247 cycles. If you wonder what a cycle is, it's basically a takeoff and landing. So this aircraft flew 9,247 times. It was maintained by Air India Engineering. Its last check was on July, so it was airworthy. There were no mechanical problems identified during the inspection. And the pilots were also experienced. Captain Satyendra Singh had 32 years of flying experience. He was a very experienced pilot. First officer, 34-year-old Tariq Ali Khan, had 3,500 hours of flying experience. Both pilots were well rested. Neither of them had anything to do with. Both pilots went through the required medical checkups, and weather conditions were good. So again, there were no indicators that something would go wrong. It was just another routine flight until it wasn't. Currently, the investigation is underway. The crash site has been recovered. Rescue operations have been completed. The priority at this point is to provide medical care to the survivor and to support the families of the victims. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please follow my channel and subscribe. I'll keep you updated with more information as it becomes available. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Bye for now.